The quiet signs your mind is calling out to you. Have you ever found yourself sitting in your familiar living room, everything just the way it always is, but your mind feels off? There's no noise, no storm, just a quiet emptiness, like something inside you is slowly fading away. I remember one morning, sitting with a warm cup of tea, looking out at the garden. The sky was beautiful that day, birds chirping, the breeze soft, sunlight just right. But inside, I felt nothing. No joy. No sadness. Just blank. That was when I started to understand something. Mental health isn't just a young person's concern. It's for all of us, especially those of us who've lived through more than half our lives. I used to think, I'm fine. I just need enough sleep, eat properly, get my yearly checkups. That's all. But I had left out the most important part, my mind. And I paid the price for it. In today's talk, I want to share with you 6 hard truths, lessons I only realized when it was already a bit too late. If you've been feeling tired, unmotivated, or like you just aren't quite yourself anymore, I hope what I'm about to share helps you avoid the path I once went down. Let's begin with the first truth, one that can silently change your entire life without you even noticing. Hard truth number 1, feeling down all the time is not a normal part of aging. We often hear people say, of course you feel down, you're getting older. But no. That's not how it works. There's a fine line between the natural quietness that comes with age and the signs of real depression. And I didn't know I had crossed it. After I retired, I had more time. But I also felt like I didn't matter anymore. No more work meetings, fewer phone calls from family, no clear goals. Slowly, I withdrew. I spoke less. I went out less. I told myself, this is just how it is now. Everyone feels this way when they get older. But then I couldn't sleep well. Food didn't taste good. I got irritated over little things. It all crept up on me. Quietly. And I didn't see it happening. You know what? A lot of people around me were going through the same thing, but nobody said anything. We just kept quiet, thinking, this is just part of getting old. No. Feeling constantly sad, useless, or tired isn't something you have to accept. Those are warning signs from your mind, telling you it needs attention, just like your heart or blood pressure might. Caring for your mental health isn't some luxury. It's a necessity, and it's your right. Hard truth number 2, loneliness slowly steals your joy in life. I used to think I was just naturally introverted. So, not going out much or talking to friends didn't seem like a big deal. But the truth was, I was isolating myself, and I didn't even realize it. There were days when I didn't talk to a single person, except maybe the television. Every smile, every voice came from a screen, not from a real human connection. Loneliness doesn't crash in like a wave. It creeps in quietly, through meals eaten alone, mornings with no messages, and checking your phone only to put it right back down. And over time, I saw it clearly. I wasn't just lonely because people weren't around. I was lonely because I had stopped reaching out, to others, and even to myself. I once read a study from Harvard that said people who maintain strong relationships live longer and are happier, no matter their wealth or health status. Why? Because connection is medicine for the soul. And when your soul is nourished, your body feels it too. I started to change this with very small steps, calling an old friend, joining a gentle yoga class at the community center, saying hello to neighbors while watering the plants in the morning. I didn't always feel like doing it, but I learned not to let a temporary mood stop me from doing something good for my heart. And you know what the most beautiful part was? Those little connections didn't just help me feel heard, they reminded me that I still had value, that I still had something to give, to love, and to receive. Hard truth number 3, unprocessed emotions become illness in the body. Here's something I learned a little too late. The worries, regrets, and quiet anger we carry don't just disappear with time. They find their way out, often through the body. I used to suffer from chronic back pain. I saw doctors, tried physical therapy, took medicine, exercised, everything you could imagine. Nothing truly worked. Until one older doctor asked me, "Is there something you've been angry about, but haven't said out loud?" I sat there, stunned. That one question hit me hard. I realized I had been carrying so many emotions for years, feeling misunderstood, forgotten, or guilty about things I didn't do for the people I love. All of it had been sitting heavy in my heart, and my body responded with pain. Now, I'm not saying every illness is emotional. But if you bury stress, sadness, or resentment deep down for too long, it will affect your sleep, your immune system, your blood pressure, even your heart. The mind and body aren't separate. They're deeply connected. I started releasing these emotions slowly, through journaling, talking with someone I trust, meditating, even prayer. And I began to heal, not just mentally, but physically, too. The turning point, and what I wish I knew sooner. The moment I began to treat my mental health with the same seriousness I gave to my physical health, things slowly began to change. But I won't lie to you, it wasn't easy. No magic pill, no overnight fix. It took honesty. It took effort. And more than anything, it took the courage to admit that I needed help. That I deserved to feel better. That I wasn't just being dramatic or too sensitive. I was simply human. And that was okay. Looking back now, I realized there were other hard truths I wish someone had told me earlier, truths that would have saved me a lot of pain, and maybe even helped me enjoy life more fully in the years I'd spent drifting. Let me share those with you now, because it's never too late to take your mind seriously. Hard truth number 4, ignoring your feelings won't make them go away, it just makes them louder later. I used to be proud of being the strong one. You know the type, never complains, always puts others first, keeps the hard stuff bottled up. That was me, for decades. I thought I was doing the right thing by pushing through the hard days and putting on a brave face. But you know what happens when you bottle things up for too long? You crack. Not in some big dramatic way, no, it was more subtle than that. I became more irritable, less patient, and honestly, less joyful. I would snap at people I love, feel overwhelmed by small tasks, and carry this heaviness inside me that never seemed to lift. It wasn't until I started talking, really talking, even if just to myself in a journal, that I realized how many emotions I had been swallowing for years. Sometimes, the act of saying out loud, "I'm struggling," or "that really hurt me," is more powerful than any medicine. Feelings demand to be felt. And if we ignore them, they won't disappear, they'll just wait, growing stronger, until they show up in ways we can't ignore. You don't have to carry everything alone. That's not strength. True strength is knowing when to let go, and when to reach out. Hard truth number 5, you can't heal what you pretend isn't broken. There was a time when I thought, maybe this is just how life feels now. I didn't want to admit that I felt sad, or lost, or stuck, because if I did, that meant something was wrong. And if something was wrong, didn't that make me weak? No. That made me real. You can't fix what you refuse to acknowledge. You can't feel joy again if you keep pretending you're okay when you're not. And believe me, I tried. I smiled when I didn't feel like smiling. I told people I was fine. But inside, I was shrinking. The moment I let myself be honest, even if just privately, I began to create space for healing. I could finally ask questions like, what do I need right now, or what brings me peace? And slowly, answers started to come. I found peace in simple things, taking short walks in the morning sun, listening to the birds, calling an old friend just to say hello. It wasn't about big changes, it was about being honest with myself, so I could start choosing what truly fed my soul. So if you've been pretending to be fine for too long, this is your gentle reminder, you don't need to. There's nothing wrong with not being okay. But there is something deeply right about choosing to care for yourself. Hard truth number 6, mental health isn't selfish, it's survival. This one was a big one for me. For years, I thought taking time for myself was selfish. I believed I always had to be doing something for someone else, cooking, helping, babysitting, solving other people's problems. And while caring for others is beautiful, I forgot that I mattered, too. Here's the truth: when you care for your mental health, you're not taking away from others. You're actually giving them the best version of you. When I started setting boundaries, saying no when I was tired, resting without guilt, choosing to spend a few quiet moments alone, I noticed something surprising. My relationships got better. I was more present, more patient, more joyful. And the people around me? They noticed, too. It wasn't easy at first. Old habits die hard. But little by little, I gave myself permission to rest, to reset, and to protect my peace. Now, I want you to hear me clearly: you are allowed to make your mental well-being a priority. In fact, you need to. Not just for your sake, but for everyone you love. Because the version of you that's rested, calm, and emotionally well, that's the one who can truly show up in life with open arms and an open heart. Wonderful. Here's part 3 of the video script, continuing the heartfelt, honest journey. This part focuses on what life looks like after embracing mental wellness, practical habits, gentle reflections, and hope for the days ahead. Part 3, choosing peace every single day. After all those years of ignoring my mental well-being, of brushing things aside, numbing my feelings, pretending everything was okay, something shifted when I finally said, enough. Enough pretending. Enough pushing through. Enough ignoring the quiet ache inside. And once I made that decision, it wasn't like the clouds suddenly cleared and birds sang every day. No, life was still life. Bills still came. My knees still ached. Not every morning felt like magic. But for the first time in a long while, I felt like I was living again, not just surviving. So what does taking care of my mental health look like now? What does it look like for someone in their 60s, 70s, or even 80s? It's simpler than you think. Let me show you. It starts with small moments of stillness. I never used to sit in silence. There was always something playing: TV, radio, background noise. I think I was afraid of what I'd hear in the quiet. But now, every morning before I do anything else, I give myself 5 to 10 minutes to just be. I sit by the window. I breathe. I don't rush. I let the world wake up gently with me. And some days, I hear nothing but the breeze. Other days, my heart whispers things I need to remember: you're safe. You're loved. You're doing okay. That simple ritual has become like brushing my teeth, something I never skip. Because peace, I've found, isn't something you stumble upon. You practice it. I've learned to move my body, not to look better, but to feel better. When I was younger, exercise meant pushing hard, sweating, counting reps, chasing numbers. But now, movement means going for a walk with no destination. Stretching slowly while soft music plays. Dancing in the living room because an old song makes me smile. I don't do it to fix my body. I do it to thank it. Because this body of mine, wrinkled, slower, softer than before, it's carried me through so much. And every time I move it with kindness, I'm telling it, I'm still here with you. We're okay. I've made it a habit to reach out, even when I don't feel like it. There are days I still want to pull away. To stay quiet. To keep the curtains closed. But I've learned that on those days, I need connection the most. So I text my granddaughter a silly emoji. I call my friend, even just to talk about the weather. I write a letter to an old neighbor. I sit in the park where strangers smile at you for no reason at all. It's not about deep conversations or fixing anyone's problems. It's just about reminding myself, I belong to this world. And the world belongs to me. I let myself feel without judgment. Some days I wake up a little sad. For no clear reason. And instead of pushing it away, I sit with it. I ask myself, what are you trying to tell me? Sometimes the answer is simple: I miss someone. I need rest. I feel a little lonely. That's okay. Emotions are visitors. They come and go. But when I treat them with kindness instead of shame, they pass through more gently. I spent too many years beating myself up for not being happy enough or strong enough. Now I simply let myself be enough, no matter what mood shows up. And maybe most importantly, I've forgiven myself. For the years I didn't know better. For the ways I hurt others while I was hurting. For staying quiet when I should have spoken. For all the should have and could have that once weighed me down. I realized something powerful. Healing doesn't come from regret. It comes from grace. And the beautiful thing about being in this stage of life is, we finally have time. Time to reflect. Time to grow. Time to love ourselves not because we've been perfect, but because we've survived. You and I? We've made it through things we never thought we'd survive. Loss. Change. Loneliness. Grief. And yet, here we are. Still breathing. Still learning. Still open to joy. And I hope you know, it's not too late. Not too late to heal. Not too late to feel good. Not too late to live fully. So here's what I want to leave you with, from one heart to another. If you've been carrying emotional weight for too long, you don't have to keep carrying it. If you've been telling yourself your mental health doesn't matter anymore, I'm here to tell you, it absolutely does. And if you've been feeling like you're alone in this, I promise, you're not. You are loved. You are worthy. And you deserve peace, not someday, but now. If this message spoke to you today, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Share your thoughts. Tell me your story. Let's remind each other that no matter our age, we're never too old to care, to feel, or to begin again. If you found this helpful, give the video a thumbs up. It helps more people see it. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like more warm, honest conversations like this. Until next time, take care of your beautiful heart and mind. You're still growing, still glowing, and you're not done yet.